The feature shows the equipment we use in this lab. So from the left-hand side figure, we can see the inner surface of the master cylinder looks clear, and the right-hand side figure shows the primary and the secondary piston. Both piston is still reliable to use. So next is the diaphragm. The one of the side of the diaphragm is already recessed, and next is the O-ring. The O-ring is still reliable to use. So next is the brake booster. The brake booster still can function as the video shows.
Hi, my name is Chai Sunyan, and in discussion 1, we are going to discuss about the effect of push load and length to the brake performance. So when the brake pedal is pressed, a push rod connected to the pedal will move the primary piston forward in the master cylinder, which is followed by the secondary piston. So this will create hydraulic pressure, which is then transmitted to the wheel cylinder. So the push rod is important and should be adjusted properly. Means that it should be almost making contact with the master cylinder but not touching. So they will leave an air gap or clearance to ensure optimum brake performance. So other than that, if the road is too long, the master cylinder does not slide freely up to connect the brake booster because the push rod and master cylinder piston are pressing against each other, so they are touching, creating a preload on the master cylinder, causing the brakes to drag and hit up easily when driving, so the brake will always engage. So while if the route is too short, pressing the pedal will not actually engage the piston of the master cylinder because the push rod is not making contact. So the brake not engaged, even the pedals goes down, resulting in much free play on the brake pedals, so the brake will be less effective.
Hello, sir. Now I need to talk about the discussion number 2, lab 2, which is the name type of the brake oil used for my car, and then can the different type of the brake oil be used and why? So I need to introduce about the three main type of the brake oil used for nowadays, which is a Dow 3, Dow 4, and Dow 5. Actually, Dow 3 and Dow 4 is the same type of the brake oil, which is a glycol-based fluid. The characteristic is absorb the water, but the small difference between the Dow 3 and Dow 4 is a low boiling point, which is Dow 3 got a 400 degree Fahrenheit, and Dow 4 is got a high little bit boiling point, which is 450 degree Fahrenheit. So how about the Dow 5? The Dow 5 is a silicon-based fluid, which is the most absorb the water. So it means that it's got the more stable boiling point, which is a 500 degree Fahrenheit. Because when the Dow 3 and Dow 4 can absorb the water, so come in the real situation, you maybe will reduce the boiling point compared in the experiment test. So how about can a different type of brake oil be used in the same type? So the answer is not of the different type of brake oil should be mixed, like Dow 3 mixed to the Dow 5. Because maybe we react badly in each other and then we corrected your brake system, so you make your got the possibility transmission is better because the both brake oil is got a different characteristic. So how about the Dow 3, Dow 4 can mix? Actually, it can. Yeah. Because the Dow 3 and Dow 4 is the same type of the brake oil. So can mix because they got this similar the characteristic. So when we are driving a car, we will make sure use the right brake oil because we are using the wrong brake fluid, may will cause the more lubrication, overheating, and possibility the transmission will failure. So when the transmission failure, so you drive the car very dangerous. You cannot stop your car. Yeah, that's all.
Hello, my name is Satish Anulaki Ganesh from BMM A2-1. I'll be presenting the question 3. Name hydraulic tubes that connected to master cylinder and where all tubes are connected. Hydraulic line connects the master cylinder to the connected tubes (hydraulic hose). All tubes are connected from the master cylinder to the combination valve and metering valve, and all brake fluid is then transferred to the calipers. Thank you.
Okay, the last question is what is the function of diaphragm? The cap on the brake fluid reservoir as a small hole for air or vented to allow the fluid to expand and contract without creating a vacuum or causing pressure. A rubber diaphragm goes up and down with the fluid levels pressure and keeps out any dust or moisture inlet the fluid enters the fluid. If the cap seal becomes distorted, it usually indicates a brake fluid contamination problem. Finally, in conclusion, we learned about the condition of the brake and how it works throughout this experiment, which is master cylinder inspection. We have carried out the experiment based on inspecting the components in the brake system and determining its condition. Then we receive the result that all of the components are in good working condition. We also examine the component to see if it was damaged or broken so that we could replace it before assembly. However, the components were in good working condition. These inspections are required because if any of the components fail or damage, the entire braking system may malfunction or perform poorly, which lead to risk while driving on the road. Thank you.